is Valley News Live at 6.
If you are at a party or a bar where people are drinking alcohol, you should be aware that there could be predators hoping to make you drunk or vulnerable.
5 cases of drinks allegedly being drugged at various downtown Fargo bars, now in the hands of Fargo police investigators.
It's a story we first brought to you nearly a month ago and have been the only news outlet covering it as the number of cases have piled up.
Fargo police say so far they have not been able to connect the incidents to a specific person or location.
And as Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley learned today, the uptick in cases has some downtown bars finding new ways to keep customers safe. Bailey?
That's right, Andrea. Now, none of the downtown bars and restaurants wanted to speak with me on camera today, worrying it might impact future businesses or customer perception. However, some establishments did tell me they are taking these reports seriously. Some saying they have or are working to get more or better cameras inside their bars. Some bars, like Cowboy Jack's, say their customer safety is their top priority, saying their bartenders will watch over drinks if someone needs to go to the bathroom and are always watching for suspicious activity. Now, many men and women have come forward since we started reporting on this issue a few weeks ago, sharing similar experiences, but many said they didn't want to make a report with police as they felt embarrassed or ashamed, something Fargo police say unfortunately they've ran into as well.
I can understand that, but that limits what we can do as a police agency, because if they're not willing to be a victim, if they're not willing to cooperate in the case, that means that this case will likely not go for prosecution.
Fargo police urge you, if you think that you were drugged or if you saw someone slip something into a person's drink, call police immediately, as the quicker evidence is collected, the better chance investigators have at cracking the case. Andrea?
All right. Thank you, Bailey. Police say of the 5 reports, 4 of them happened this month alone, with the other one occurring in late January. Temperatures are warming, the winds are blowing, and conditions continue to be extremely dry. Let's find out if any of that will be changing tonight. Hutch, what's planned?
Well, the wind is still gusty outdoors, Andrea. As we head into the evening, you can expect that fire danger to remain high. Temperatures are warming with these south winds, but again, because of the dry vegetation that's across the valley with the low humidities, we have that enhanced fire danger. Increasing clouds over Bismarck, now a few high clouds drifting over our area with temperatures in the mid-40s for Bemidji and Baudette. Warm that into the 50s in the valley and 60-degree reading this hour in Jamestown. The flags are flying at the Dakota Magic Casino from the south. Winds are going to continue tonight to gust over 25 miles per hour all evening long. We'll have some high clouds building in and temperatures slipping into the 40s for most of the evening and 30s overnight. We'll have details on the exit of all of these winds. We'll talk about a nice weekend. We'll talk about our next chance of some rain and whether or not we'll have a chance of it here in the valley. Well, details in a minute.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum has now declared a statewide wildfire emergency. The National Guard deployed 2 helicopters to help fight a wildfire that prompted the evacuation of the city of Medora. Earlier today, Governor Burgum placed the Guard on standby to help if more resources were needed to respond to the growing number of wildfires in the state due to worsening drought conditions.
Police say they've now identified all 3 persons of interest in an arson case at the former Mid-America Steel building in downtown Fargo. The fire broke out around 7:30 p.m. on March 22nd. Crews stayed out there until noon the next day, putting it out and investigating the fire. Police say the 3 people are under the age of 18, so their names will not be released. Official charges have not yet been filed against them.
The Oxcart fire near Mentor, Minnesota is now 90% contained. This is video from earlier in the week when the fire was still raging. It's burned up to 15,000 acres. The Minnesota State Patrol says the video is a reminder of how quickly visibility can change during wildfire season.
A child was airlifted to a hospital with serious injuries after a farm accident. It happened on Tuesday afternoon in Wing River Township, northeast of Wadena. The caller said the child was caught in farm equipment but managed to get the child out and to the hospital. Deputies learned that the child got stuck in a PTO shaft while mixing feed. The child has serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Moorhead police want you to know about a couple of level 3 offenders in the area. Richard Folden will now be living in the 1600 block of 4th Avenue North. Police say he has a history of engaging in sexual contact with young girls and used threats to gain compliance in one instance. Meanwhile, Omar Taha Yassin will be living in the same area as Folden. Police say he had sexual contact with a teenage girl. He provided her with drugs to gain compliance.
A routine monthly training ended with Fargo police solving a months-old theft case. Divers with Valley Water Rescue went into the river on Monday and ended up finding a motorcycle. Police say it was stolen in November of 2020. They found the owner, who was surprised to see the bike again.
In tonight's North Dakota Legislative Watch, Governor Doug Burgum issued his first veto of the 2021 legislative session, striking back at one of the legislature's hottest topics. The bill would have extended the legislative session by bringing lawmakers back to Bismarck 1 month after the election. The governor said the bill's language conflicted with the state's constitution and that the process outlined in the Constitution should remain intact. His office has regularly spoken against many bills that attempted to reshape the governor's powers, but many in the legislature hope that other bills that are still surviving see better luck.
I think it would be a good thing for the people, and they were crying out for us to get together about some of the executive orders before the session, but we didn't have that ability, and this would enable us to be able to take care of business, the business of the people.
The legislature could override the veto with a 2/3 vote in both chambers.
To avoid any turbulence at the airport this fall, you'll need a real ID in order to fly out. And although that October 1st deadline is 6 months away, only 41% of North Dakotans have so far received theirs. The Department of Transportation says it's better to get the ID now than to wait until the deadline. It's currently operating by appointment only and have a lot of openings available, which means less waiting for you.
If you get the documents, gather all your documents up, make an appointment, come in, you'll be in and out of here in 10 minutes.
You can find out more information and get a checklist of the documents you'll need to get a real ID on the NDDOT website, which is right there on your screen.
Minnesotans who got an extension because of COVID-19 and have not renewed their driver's license or ID card must do so right away. Legislation extended the expiration dates that would have been between March 13th of 2020 and February 28th of 2021. No testing is required as long as a driver's license has expired less than 1 year and was in good standing before it expired. You can renew online at drive.mn.gov, or you can visit the website to see more information on how you can renew in person.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, how long it took for house movers to get this home to a new location in South Fargo today.
Teens for most to start our day today, but those south winds have gusted, and right now we are 20 to 30 degrees warmer across much of North Dakota as opposed to yesterday at this time. The warmer air keeps trucking in. I'll have details as we head toward your Easter weekend next.